Hmm.
What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well. Are you
Just
still driving? No.
yes, but Anna forgot her keys, so I had to come back from Leo's school to home to pick her keys up, and then have them delivered to her in at her workplace. And now I'm just
Still uni, right?
home, going back home because her workplace and our home is very far away.
Yeah,
So just give me one moment because my hands are freezing. So I'm just
sure.
um, picking up some gloves and I'll be back. I'll leave you in the car.
All right, I'm right here.
I'm back.
All right, I'm right here.
Oh my God,
How cold is
it's
it?
cold. I think we are like three, maybe.
Wow.
Uh, ¿Qué agarré estos pinches? They look nice, but it's not Oh no, it is leather. Okay. How are you?
Man, oh man. Um, I guess I was just I'm not sure yet because I was very relaxed until a few days ago, and now I'm feeling the weight of having given me a fair chance to rest, which was uh much needed. But at the same time, I have a lot of I have a backlog of work. I mean, smaller administrative tasks because I'm not full on. Um, I don't have my full schedule yet, but I've started classes since yesterday in the morning at 8. So yeah, it kind of feels like I was thrown. back into my work routine, my work schedule, and I'm just making ends meet. Um, so yeah, I've been busy, but
But normally, how long takes you to keep up with the piece that you used to have?
well, it should just take me till like by the end of the week, I should be in a place where I've gotten into my new schedule because I've started exercising now as part of a this weird social experiment where we hit the same place around the sun, you know, every so often, and we try to make a new version of ourselves. Mm,
Uh-huh.
but um, but I'm doing it with a well, I'm doing it on my own for myself. Um,
So we're
but
not talking about New Year's resolutions. This is something deeper, more serious.
yeah, because it is. It probably might be one of my bigger. It might just be the biggest goal of my year because it has to do with breaking with years of like bad habits. So it's probably the most transformational thing I'll do this year. Is everything else? Because I have spent some time, like organizing my like setting up goals and whatnot. Mm,
And
but
among those goals, which one would you say is the most transcendent one?
tr- tr- transcendental.
Transcendental.
The more the um honestly, it could be this. It could be this. Because it goes way beyond my realm of expertise. Um, because it's not just like it's not like just getting fit. But I'll be doing some some mild bodybuilding. So it is something way beyond my league. And so it is in a way a sort of paradigm shift. Like if I
But you have an
truly believe.
advantage.
Yeah, I do. I do. And the point is to take that to 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 take that advantage to use it, to take advantage of it. um, mm, so definitely that might be like the biggest thing I do this year because everything else seems like a spin-off or a sequel of things that I've either been working on or maybe mm, revisiting or reconnecting with. But this
Mhm.
is something that I've never really given a fair chance to. And it's not just um, like I'll just do cardio to keep up like a good, like take care of my lungs
No, no,
and
no.
my
You want
heart.
to gain strength and muscle
Yeah,
and
exactly. So it's
volume.
exactly. So I mean, not that they're one or the other um, is easier, right? Just getting into the habit of being fit and looking after your health and that how that affects your diet and your sleep and so on. Um, that is very commendable to anyone that pursues that. But I want
But what
something
was
that
your main
that
motivation?
actually I want something that breaks my that that I want something that
Takes you out of your
yeah,
comfort
exactly.
zone?
Like that fucks with my patience, that breaks like my limits. Um, like just something, as you said, that feels transcendental. Because everything else I feel very confident. Like I've proven to myself over the past year, more or less, uh, that are things that I can do as long as I'm ambitious enough. I can I can really prove to myself um, like my own strength, like my own commitment,
Well,
my own
i-
ability to adapt.
if I may, I'm gonna give you a good advice, and I know it is good because I don't follow it. So most of the
All right, all
greatest
right.
advice I have ever given to someone, they are great because I know they are. I know for a fact they are great because I don't follow them.
All right,
So
gotcha.
start strengthening your core.
Okay, yeah, I like that. It
That's
sounds
the most pivotal part of your uh, to be built strength.
okay, okay.
Uh, and then what I what I would recommend is you are lean. You
Yeah,
have no body fat, so that's an advantage. So obviously the 80% is your diet.
right.
That would be pivotal. So a lot of healthy fats and protein and well green vegetables, things we already know. But no, what I wanted to say is because something I want to do once I get as lean as you are
hmm
is depending on what your main goal is,
Yeah, yeah.
I would focus on think of what the level of strength. What is the level of strength you want to achieve, and for
Okay,
what purpose? Let me give you
okay.
an example. For me, is basically I was talking to Anna among many other things that I am actually feeling how I'm getting old now. I have never in my life felt this way, never, because I always felt like okay, I'm still young, I'm just fat. No, I know now I feel how I'm rusty. I was playing with my children in the floor, and it was hard for me to get up, to move my hip, So I know for a fact that's happening now, and
hmm
I need to take care of that. So I thought, do I really need to be like very very strong? And
hmm
then I said to myself, no, I just want to be able to lift myself from the floor, to wipe my own ass if I trip, to be able to use my hands, not to use my face to cushion the fall. So that is so I have a clear purpose. I need the enough strength for me to be able to uh, lift my weight from the floor, and to if I trip, if I fall, just to use my hands. So my how can I say my unit of measure
You need a measurement.
is my unit of measurement would be the moment when I can make a handstand.
Okay, okay,
Does
yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, sure, 100%.
So the moment I know, okay, I can I can stand or bear or hold my full body weight with my two hands on the floor, and no feet touching the floor. And I don't want to walk with my hands, or
Hmm
do parkour, or no. Okay, if I can do a handstand, which is something I have never been able to do in my life, that moment I will say, okay, I know I have this. I'm strong enough, like Cher, like the Cher song. No, I'm strong enough to lift my weight from the ground, and from that point, it's just about flexibility.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Um, I like the way you've processed all that. Like it really does save hmm, uh, a lot of bitter experiences, like like giving up or doubting your own progress. Because, I mean, if you don't set like like something tangible as a goal, as you've shared, then you can't really measure if you're moving forward or just you're stuck in a rut. And the subjectivity of the whole process, which is one of the things like I want to explore. Like I think if I think in a very different year of my life, I would have said I want to learn Mandarin, and I think that would have been like the same level um, of complete challenge, right? Uh,
Discomfort.
yeah, discomfort. But I would find that much less motivating, I guess, and just so much less relevant than it is to one start taking care of my health. And what one of the main reasons is what you've just mentioned. Um, I I don't know. Maybe it's just the the festivities, yeah, the holidays. You know, being in touch with my mom. You know, spending time with my mom, spending time with my sister, which I told you that I wanted to do this
Mhm.
year to do more like this year in general, but like make some time during the holidays to do that. Um, and just feeling like both of them just so much older, and as I am, of course. The thing is, I don't. I rarely. I'm rarely in touch with my body in that sense, which is something terrible and really sad to acknowledge. Um, but I
Oh
think
my
that
God. Haven't you ever masturbate?
not this year. Mm.
If you don't want to make love to yourself, why would anyone would want to?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's an amazing quote. Um,
Sorry. You were
um,
going to a very deep place, and I had, I'm so sorry.
yeah. Um, yeah, if we were women, my response to that would be, and you went even deeper. Um, but no. So yeah,
I don't know if you.
uh-huh.
Sorry, I stopped listening to.
Mm. Can you hear me?
Can,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you can't hear me, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but
Okay, okay.
barely. I can barely hear you. But can you talk, please, Carlos?
Uh,
Okay,
uh,
now I can hear you. Perfect.
okay,
Now I
here we
can
go.
hear you.
Um,
Okay.
I've
So you were saying if we were women.
yeah, yeah. So if we were women, I would say, oh shit. Um, how was it? If we were women, I would say, but you went deeper. Because you told me previously, like you were going in deep, and then you made the joke about masturbating. You went deeper. Um, and
Okay.
and just now, I hit a cable. I've I don't know what I've done that I just cleaned up the desk and reorganized some things. Like I bought like a little stand thing so I can just have my drinks without the fear of, you know, hitting them with like the stroke of a mouse.
Uh-huh.
Um, but whatever I did, like I just moved it like a few centimeters, and now the cable just keeps disconnecting. And it's just like a regular USB-C thing going into my audio driver. And just like I'll minimally move something around the desk, and it just like nudges just enough that it'll disconnect. And it happens like it's happened to me every single day now, like well, for the last 2 days, right? But like every
The
single
whole
time,
year.
yeah,
It
like the
happened the
whole year.
whole year.
It's been going on and off for the whole year. But you know, like every call, every Zoom, like it just disconnects. Like it's becoming a bit frustrating. I don't know what to do because it's not like it's not it's
Mhm.
just like getting loose. And I'm not sure what to do because it's just the weight of it. It's in an awkward position. Like I think like I bought a really good audio driver. It's like good build just in terms of the construction of it. but it's in an awkward position where just the cable is like so heavy going down. So I think I need to like to buy some strips of something that will fasten it so it won't move. Like it's like very straight and it won't, slouch down. But anyway,
Mhm.
um, he who should not slouch down is me. So
What is
yeah,
this slush? What? Could you repeat
slouch is
that?
like slouch is like not well. One would be or the last example I gave would be like me, my curvature, like for my back, just like not being stiff or straight. Uh, my back not being stiff or straight.
Like jorobarse?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what the parents will say, like stop slouching, right? Um, which would be the same as enderezate, like stop doing that and
Ah, okay.
sit straight up. Um, So yeah, so smaller things like that I've noticed and have been permeating I guess my senses, just my perception of myself during the past year. Um saying like I'm using up all of my like those advantages of my youth. Like I'm using it up and now I need to be more conscious, like more aware of my body because my body is
A temple.
well, it just needs the cooperation um other people with different experiences will have. The kids that, did taekwondo and then at least like hang out on Saturdays and play soccer with their friends
Mhm.
and now use the gym or maybe work out at I don't know, at home or just play a lot with their children, just smaller things like that. Um, which which I've built an environment, you know,
Mhm.
um, where what I like to be doing, just sitting here, even when I'm not working. Like right before the end of the year, I started working on new music,
Oh,
and
really?
and I enjoy that process a lot. Um, but it just involves, like the most I'll do is like I'll wear the guitar and I'll be standing, which is great. Um, but even that requires a certain level of core strength, as you said.
Yes,
Um,
core strength.
uh, because you can just be slouching down with a guitar, have like mm,
How do you
bad
spell
posture.
spell slouch?
Yeah, it's SLOUCH.
Slouch. Okay.
Yeah.
And one question, I'm curious. Have you ever recorded? No, have you ever recorded? No,
Recorded, yeah.
recorded
hmm
yourself while producing your own music?
N- you know what? The answer is no. Um, the most I ever did was record like jam sessions, but like in 2008,
What is jam sessions?
2009. Jam sessions is just like when you get together with a group of musicians
Ah,
and
okay.
you start improvising. Like someone will play something that they'll have to repeat over and over and over and over and over.
Ah, okay,
So
okay.
someone else joins in, maybe like the
A
drummer, maybe that be
sort
the
of a sort of jazz ensemble.
yeah, like what the jazz musicians will do like proficiently, which is
Okay.
just like either grab a melody or a what do you
So
call
it
it?
is true that jazz has no coordination. It's just a bunch of people playing
Well,
whatever they want together.
no, the funny thing about jazz is a little bit like when you get to C1 and over in languages
Mhm.
where I mean this is not this is not told to the student explicitly, but it's something like as soon as you get into grammar and things like that, it's like Remember all these rules that you so painstakingly consolidated in B2? Then we're going to systematically start breaking all the rules.
Uh-huh.
Um, like simple, well, not simple things, but simple concepts like inversion, right? Not
Hmm.
only did he, but also they. So things like that. So
Okay.
mm, that is the basis of jazz. Jazz musicians are are have probably have the basis or need to have the basis of
Uh-huh.
a more classically trained musician, and then they go beyond that, beyond the limitations of what we call diatonic music or Western music, or music that is based on our 8 note system that goes up to 12 if you play it chromatically. Um, and that's the point of it. Like the diatonic musical system is based on 8 notes, like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Um, but the jazz structure incorporates the other notes in between. So
De bemols
yeah,
and de
jazz
sostenidos.
exactly. So jazz freely uses all 12 notes of the diatonic Western scale, where normally you'll have a song and you'll tell the singer or the bass player this is in C minor. Hmm. And they'll say, okay, I got this, right? So they know the scales, they know the chords. The singer, if they have perfect pitch or they have a reference, they'll know like how to go up and down. And
Uh-huh.
the problem with jazz is that you start in C minor and then it modulates to T minor and then it modulates to A and then it goes back to C, and then it'll just go in a completely different direction. So where it's kind of like theater in a way, where the stage or the scenery can be changed like based on what's happening, and we're used to that, um, because of film, because of series, because of our own psychological construction, like the dream world. We're used to being here at the cafe. Well, you know this, of course, definitely. You know this 100% because of Inception, right? Like
Hmm.
that scene where they say, "Do you remember how we got to this cafe?" Hmm. So,
Ah, yes.
like the mental imagery construct is like psychologically speaking is well equipped to be moving from place to place without no explanation. That's just a bit different if you're not used to listening to jazz. When you listen to jazz, and that's why it's a bit disheartening to say the least. Sometimes repulsive at worst, when you listen to jazz, because it would be like you're speaking to a very old person and they say, the movie says like 4 years before. And the old person says like, why do they do this? I hate it when they go back. Like, can't they tell like a story like straight? So that's the mentality, or that would be like the comparison when people say like, what is this noise, right? When they listen to jazz, because that's what's happening. You get a flashback, you get a flash forward, you move to a secondary character, um, right? And in one of those stories where you don't know why they're telling 2 different stories until the very end where they meet, those very complex like storytelling resources, but in a way translated to music, like saying this is all over the place. There's no what do you call this? There's no, like chorus or hook, something I can just sing to myself and repeat over and over and over again. Um, yeah, I mean that's the best I could do uh, to explain jazz. Yeah.
But it's evident the the training you have in music, and it's evident also, as is evident my ignorance about the subject. But the point of all of this is, why did we started with the analogy of jazz?
um, uh, I have no idea. Th- there's this thing. I don't know if I can do this. Why did we start discussing jazz? I'm gonna I'm gonna
Oh,
start
use the
I'm gonna
AI.
start
Okay.
using it more often.
With
Um,
us especially.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the discussion about jazz started as a tangent from the original conversation about music production and recording, because I
Ah,
mentioned that I was started working
I
on music.
I
Carl,
asked you if you have ever recorded yourself.
yeah, exactly. And I
Oh
mentioned the
my
jam
God.
sessions, and then that led us to jazz.
I'm
Oh,
scared.
this is
Yesterday, just
fantastic.
a brief parenthesis. Yesterday,
Go
I
ahead.
saw a video from ChatGPT,
Oh, Cat, yeah.
which I feel is not real.
Uh-oh, what do you
I,
mean by that?
I feel she is AI created.
Oh,
I,
talk
I
about
I get
a plot twist. That would be mind-blowing. Like, I don't know, a year later saying like, thank you for participating in this social experiment. That
yes,
that would be crazy. I mean, let me
but not far-fetched.
not far-fetched. I'll send you something while you keep telling me about how you reach that conclusion with Cat. And I'll send you something I found online, like a post on Instagram or something, where and I had a very basic, like on the surface conversation with a friend about AI. So not as deep as we will tend to go. Um, but basically coming to the conclusion where, oh,
I don't know why when I opened the computer, I lost you.
oh, no clue.
But I lost you when you were saying that you were about to share something with me, and I was about to tell you. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yesterday, I saw a video from this girl saying that she had a meeting with the top seniors at Silicon Valley, and that one of them was asked if you have to uh, if you have to do a parallelism with the internet. I just received it
Mm-hmm.
with where we are where we are at
Where we,
now,
uh yeah, yeah.
just where we are at now
Mm-hmm.
compared when the internet was first, let's say, released. And this guy said that we are like in 1996. So she said that if that doesn't blow your mind, you're
Yeah.
you're living the wrong in the wrong era because so if AI is capable to do all what it does,
All that it
um,
does.
all that it does.
Hmm.
Oh, please tell me she's real.
Well, that's the thing. I
Please.
mean, if you if you deconstruct it, They're using what is
Oh
called
my
a
god!
they're
Oh
using
my
what is
god!
called a LoRa. So that face was actually born. That exists in the real world. The face exists, but it has been um, a LoRa model has been trained to with many pictures, of course, not big data level, but like something
Oh
you
my!
can actually do at home.
I have a bone right now.
A boner.
A boner. Flawless realism is here. These photos of the same girl are 100. So the face is real. The
Yeah.
rest of the photo is fake.
Yeah, everything else is AI. And well, the face itself is AI because there is no single picture that was fed into the AI model, the LoRa, that is exactly what you see in any of these pictures. hmm So that was generated by AI, but it's using a reference model. And I think that the thing that was most impactful, yes, like beyond not having six fingers, is what they call what they call noise. So noise is that natural, imperceptible almost realism that um, is captured by a camera, hmm where it
Mhm.
doesn't feel either rubbery or metallic or just fake. Where sometimes you can see some clearly fake photos. If it's
Mhm.
Trump kissing Vladimir Putin on
Yes,
the
yes.
forehead. So you know that they're fake, but you'll also see certain elements of the photo where the skin is like either rubbery or metallic or not completely like um, what do you call it? Like very shiny or glimmery. So you'll know it's
That
like
that is why I think ChatGPT is
oh, that's interesting.
AI. Take a look at her.
Yeah, I will.
Just
Cat, cat. Was that cat with a K or with a C?
with a C. Obviously, we have lots to talk about, which
Yeah,
we won't be
100%.
addressing today.
Hmm.
But I need to refine my English skills because fortunately, it looks like things might get better, at
Okay,
least with the networking. So I need to be
nice.
flawless. So maybe just from the for the time being, for January,
Uh-huh.
we won't be delving into CellPip, at least not with me,
Uh-huh.
because I need to focus on speaking, 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 speaking.
Sure, 100%. Um,
Yeah. But today is for just for fun, so let's keep talking. You may share your screen so I can
yeah,
see whatever you see.
I'm looking at cat and let me do that. ¿Cómo se llama? Compartir.
His his face symmetry, the her face is so perfect, and I don't mean in a beauty aesthetic sense.
Sure, yeah. Like like her skin.
Her skin, her eyebrows, um,
Yeah.
the the way she uses her hands.
And yeah. Yeah, a lot of those backgrounds could be like real
Yes,
backgrounds, but just like actual like video backgrounds. Like
green screen backgrounds,
yeah, that type of
and I feel they are.
oh shit.
They,
Like let me how can I find this? Uh because I never know where I find my information, but mm, just give me a second. Um, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. So we were talking about a
her,
cat
how
or
perfect she
how
is.
perfect she. Oh yeah, now I remember. Now the thing is, where do I find the? Because I follow like a lot of AI accounts. Mm, um, a ver. The one I sent you is from Metaverse. Metaverse. Is that what it's called? I've just sent you a link from that. Let me. Metaverse. Oh,
No,
but
you
it's
send me
with
a, you only
for the
send me
free.
the
Yeah,
link
here.
for this
Yeah,
blonde
okay.
girl.
So let me see if I find it. Mm, no, it's not here. They should. It should be here. I mean, this is what this account is about. Mm, uh, something about influencers. How do they not have it? It was just a huge thing, and it happened just recently within the past 2 weeks. How old is this post? Diciembre 1, no. Oh, damn it. Let me see if I can find something else. Like, what accounts do they follow that I follow? No. So there was this. All right, let me open TikTok.
So,
So what I wanted to say is that they released. I think it's Google's new video generator tool.
mhm.
That's that's been going viral recently. Like examples of the work done there, and um, the thing is, they released videos from that model where they were generating influencer style videos, like with real people just
Mhm.
showing off some sort of product or whatnot. And the videos were so real, like the quality of the AI avatar, or the speech pattern, cadence, pitch, uh, which is something I can talk about. But how real it just looks, like the video of it, which is something I cannot talk about, but it's just something undeniable. So, sharing screen again. And it's just mind blowing because, like, both these things happened within the past week. Probably past week. Compartir. A ver, aquí está. So, this is actually still Instagram, this other account I follow. So, this post here is the one about this AI generated girl. That was one day ago. But this one also from one day ago. So let me see if I can share sound. Compartir. Um, why can I hear? I can't hear anything actually. Um, so that is video, AI generated video. That is AI generated video. That
So,
looks a little bit. You can actually kind of feel it's a bit more fake, but there's a lot of going. That's a lot going on. So it's a huge achievement. But like these, where they have the still pattern.
so now, do you see why I feel ChatGPT is AI?
We definitely have the technology to make and these are like random like test what do you call them, yeah, like tests, like saying let me try and see if I can do this, and they did, and they just generated different characters. So imagine like one person or a team saying let's build this persona, like one single model. hmm so pouring all the resources into a single model can create something that's indistinguishable from real life. Because again, these are fascinating, but they were just made like on the go, like
Mhm.
so they don't have names. No one has like a, but like these are amazing. Uh,
Mm, Could you please look ChatGPT on Instagram?
Yeah, cat. Oh, aquí está. Hmm.
Let's see. Since her first
Her
appearances.
first appearance. Okay. Well, this probably is incomplete. Her Instagram
I
account.
just tried OpenAI's new model and I am at a loss for words. If you give this cipher, aka decoding code words, to ChatGPT 4.0, you're
Mm, maybe something. Maybe something that I would say is suspicious is that her videos all have the same quality.
Hmm.
Where TikTok is a lot about like exponential growth, where
Hmm.
you one day say, "Okay, I'll open a TikTok account. I'll be doing this." And I mean, if you're
You
almost
start seeing
artificially,
how
yeah,
your
like you buy a
quality
new
improves.
you buy a new camera, or you start thinking about the background or the setting.
Let me see
Um,
that one, please. Go down.
yeah,
That the one that it looks like she's giving you a kiss.
yeah. Machine learning
to AI. My name's Kat. I do non-pretentious, non-patronizing education about AI. Machine learning is definitely one of those buzzwords that
this post, this comment, "Are you AI? I can't believe that you're real." Like the the
Exactly.
the truth hidden in plain sight. Um, yeah, so maybe that sounds suspicious because she's.
Sorry, Carlos, is my mom. Give me one moment.
Go ahead, go ahead.
¿Qué onda, madre? Sí, pues, estoy en mi sesión, bueno, estoy platicando con un amigo, pero dime. La luz de Sabino, pero además, pero tú te encargabas de eso, ¿verdad? Para no preocuparme de que Ana piense que era... Déjame ver, si lo puedo descargar, te lo mando. Bye. Sorry, give me just one moment.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just one moment to see if I can find this. Uh, is it a receipt? No, it would be like invoice or bill. This bill
Okay.
for my mom. But I mean, yes, she's. I mean, it's not stunning. It's pretty enough. Her skin is perfect. She talks about AI with proficiency. So I mean, maybe OpenAI created her just to. Have you seen this movie with Al Pacino called Simone?
Oh no, I haven't. Unfortunately.
But do you
Yeah,
get
I
a
no, I do. I have the gist of the movie, and I do remember it coming out, and I've probably watched part of it. I've definitely watched part of it. Um,
and it was long time ago, long time ago.
yeah, yeah, it was.
Oh, okay. Sí, I found it. Let me share it with my mom. Ahí está. What else? What else? What else? Oh, no, no, no. What did I do? Um, okay, we're back. Where were we? Okay, looking
So
at
yeah, so yeah,
ChatGPT.
so cat being
Because this is Instagram.
yeah, this is just like regular Instagram where
Who is
she
she following? Following?
uh of course ChatGPT and OpenAI and herself for what seems like a personal account with
Okay, let's. Can we take a
suspiciously
look?
low amount of pictures from so far ago.
Okay, I knew it. She made her nose.
Okay. Well, that
I
makes
knew that
sense.
nose couldn't be that perfect. She might be real, but that nose is not.
Well, the thing is with these, of course, these AI models.
In the Mufasa, could you open the one with Mufasa? Can you
December
make
10th,
zoom?
2024. Yeah, let
Can you
me.
zoom her butt?
Can you zoom in on her? Oh, shoot. The more I zoom in, the less it zooms. Yeah,
Easily faked. But I mean, she's to be. She's someone you want to be distant from because it's too much of a temptation.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, these people, could be real. Like, this whole thing could not be like fake in the sense of, oh, scandalous, or uh, like I feel ripped off. This could be her own project. Like saying, I'll just create the avatar. I'll just feed it like tons of information. I'll I'll be self-producing through AI or ChatGPT all of the content, and then instead of recording it myself, I'll just take nice pictures of backgrounds of, like, my home, my office, places where I'm at, like university or something, and then just have this model just produce content for me. Um, where this might all be fake, and yet she could still be the mastermind behind this whole thing. Like, where she's, you know, very lucky
You
in
you
terms of
made me
her.
think with what you just said. You made me think. I remember seeing one short. It was actually in TikTok from Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Uh-huh,
in
yeah.
which he states that AI is the is internet's hitman.
AI is internet's hitman. Okay.
So it would be interesting if you could go to your TikTok
Mm-hmm.
and look like Neil deGrasse Tyson AI internet, so
Uh-huh.
we can take a look at it. And because I don't want to say it wrong, I want you to listen to it directly from its intellectual author, um, and you will see why.
All right. What keywords am I looking for?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, AI internet.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is that how do you spell his name? DeGrasse.
Neil, uh-huh,
AI. AI what?
internet.
Internet. Okay. Will AI kill the
He-
internet? The first
that
one?
one.
AI will kill the internet. Really, I think that's my prediction. There are people who believe the fake news as true. When AI becomes so good at creating deep fakes,
Okay.
even the people who believe the fake news will no longer believe that the fake news is true. Right. Because the risk of this fake news being fake is so high that the entire internet will lose its integrity and it will be buried under the weight of its own falsity.
Inability to check itself and to...
Correct. Because there are people just putting fake information on there because AI can do it. AI can do it like this. At first it was fake voice and a fake image, fake video, and someone sampled 2 minutes of my voice, sounded just like me. However, because all I was doing is sampling my voice, not my literacy, not my education level.
Then where does information and facts come from? Because everyone...
Books! People will recover in the timeline of knowledge the true value of an expert. AI will kill the internet.
Nice.
Really?
Books
I think
coming
that's my
back
prediction.
Which
into the
which
mainstream.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Jesus Christ. Um,
Haven't you ever listened to this?
yeah, like print books. No, I've never heard that theory before. I mean, I think I think I've only, dipped my toes in the dead internet theory. Um, the dead internet theory, which just very recently became a reality with um, metaverse. Uh, Facebook. Mm, fuck. What was the account I just opened? Facebook created AI profiles on Instagram and Facebook. So rather, Meta created those.
But what are your thoughts on what this guy said?
My thoughts on that would be I once read about living in a post truth era um, where really the value of information would just be based on its utility. Um, like on the relative or individual utility, whether the individual is like a physical person or a company. Um, so mm, I found that whole conversation interesting. The other
Hmm.
thing is there's so much content that is being generated by AI, or I mean using AI tools rather, um, whether the information is still real or not, that and it's being replicated so much, um, like digested and regurgitated so much, where it's becoming more and more and more diluted. Um, so AI is already slowly killing the internet. But it's beyond that. What I believe is that the internet being a a more physical, although not fuck, what's the word? Not tangible. A physical yet non-tangible manifestation of our collective unconsciousness. So
Mm.
what AI is killing is
Carlos,
actually
type that down.
all right.
Trust me, type that down. You have created a beautiful, beautiful
Um,
thought.
I can't even remember what I said, but
Internet is
I'm
a
saying
physical
the internet.
yet not tangible manifestation of our collective consciousness. What was it? Something like that?
Yeah, it was exactly that. I was just
Oh,
like
you should print that. And it was
manifestation
beautiful.
of our collective. Yes, our of collective consciousness and unconsciousness.
You made
Um,
me you made me remember. Look, this is very, very weird. What you just triggered in my hypothalamus. When
um,
when I used to live in Mexico, I was around 8 years old, and in front of the building where I used to live with my mom and my grandmother, there was this. I never knew what was it, but it had a huge, huge uh black gate. It was
okay.
some industry, some factory, I can remember. But it had on the left side an even bigger, because you cannot say huger, right?
Yeah. No, bigger. Yeah.
An even bigger gray wall.
Okay.
I'm talking about over 30 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
And someone painted with I don't know how to say graffiteo, painted with
Graffiti.
can painting. Eh?
Painted with graffiti or spray
In pa
painted.
it someone spray painted.
Are you still there? Hello. Hey.
No, sorry, we're back.
Uh-huh.
The God in Spanish, obviously, God sins are in Internet. Los
Uh,
pecados de Dios están en Internet.
mm, Interesting. Yeah.
So somehow it didn't make sense at the time, but it was something I every time I went out from the building, I just saw it because it was in front of me.
Hmm.
So it got imprinted. Is that right? Or just printed?
I'm thinking imprinted, but I don't think I've ever heard that word used.
It got printed or imprinted in my mind. And now that you said that, you made me remember that phrase
Imprinted.
because
Yeah. Imprinted on my mind. Yeah, actually,
mm,
that is how you would use it.
so
It's an idiom
yes.
actually. Imprinted in my mind.
No, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, God's sins are on the internet. Mm. Whew. Yeah, you could break that down in many different and very interesting ways. Um, I guess like in a way we are God's sins. Um,
Mm. But another thing to consider is that we if we get too metaphysical, we might lose ourselves in our thoughts. But if if what this lady was saying, if what our virtual mistress was saying, is that fair to say, virtual mistress
Virtual mistress. Yes. Um,
was was saying about being in this parallelism, being in 1996, which means that AI it's still on its diapers. Have you heard this this theory about that we might be a simulation? Have you heard about it?
yeah, I mean, since I was since I was quite young, actually.
Oh, I have never. I have just recently. So you have heard about it since long
Yeah,
time ago.
I mean, I guess basically, or probably since the Matrix release. So that would be like 1999, 2000, 2001. Probably the first time I
Mm.
read about that. Yeah, because I was obsessed with the
Well,
Matrix, not because I was,
mm,
not because I
because you
was
were so philosophical.
like an
No,
early
so
philosopher. No.
if you connect all those dots, we might be living in a simulation. AI is on its diapers. AI can create so realistic
Yeah,
uh,
100%.
content to the point that it's like if it were behaving as humans committing patricide.
Huh.
Are you patricide?
Yeah, sure.
So I or matricide, or I don't know how to call it, but so you were born from the internet and now you have reached some sort of evolution. I'm not even sure if that word it's comprehensive enough to convey what its exponential growth means,
Hmm.
but till the point that and it sounds as a sci-fi movie
Yeah.
to the point where you are killing your master
Right. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Um,
So it makes sense that we might be living in a simulation.
sure. And it's as nature, it it is molded and shaped by a fractal where we're getting to the point where we can replicate a simulation. Like we can create a simulation within a simulation,
Mhm.
which at to me, I don't know how to explain it. It goes well beyond my intellectual capabilities, but to me, it kind of proves that we live in a simulation. Our ability to generate a simulation, in a way, proves that we are living in a simulation. Um, I mean, the best I can try to explain it is just, but it goes into the metaphysical realm where it is a rule of hermetic law, that things come in patterns and cycles. But
I'm totally convinced about that life is cyclical in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
this.
100%. And I mean, you can find people of greater intellect, talking about that, and maybe not proving, because the reality is there's nothing to prove. It's just like showing, like, this is what's happening. This is what's happened all along, whether it's the rise and fall of empires or the ups and downs of, you know, economical ecosystems, or just going around through the wheel of seasons, um, so on and so forth. I mean, we do live in a construct that has a cyclical nature. So it is fascinating to. I mean, the bigger question, or a bigger question, really is like if we are living in a simulation. Um, I mean, what next? Um,
That is where I was heading to. So if AI is capable of kill his creator, the internet, at some point it might reach uh, superhuman capabilities. And I'm not just talking about intelligence. I'm talking about. Have you seen the movie The Bicentennial Man?
sure, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So to the point where they they would say, why can't we become humans? Why can't we create this organic life which is perfect and make it adaptable to the whichever environmental conditions are at let's say 100 years from now?
Hmm.
Because if they reach that level of intelligence, they will they might envy us, like the meaning of life, love, joy, friendship, or what have you, as you are always say. So they would like like this. ¿Cómo se llama este? What is the name of this actor? Rob Williams? No,
uh, Robin Williams, yeah, the actor from
Robin
Bicentennial.
Williams.
Yeah.
Robin Williams. Yes. Like he just wanted to be normal, to be human, because
Yeah.
what's the meaning of life if you are eternal, if you are immortal? So
Right.
in a way it feels it feels possible. I mean, we are talking about metaphysical conspiracy theories,
Hmm.
but if you think about it objectively, it might be true. Okay, now in the same way, this might foster
Hmm.
the where many religious doctrine stands. Like
Okay.
if you want to to actually differentiate yourself from those so-called new organic living things,
Hmm.
uh, it falls within your spirituality. So it's a very complex issue because if life is cyclical, that means that at some point in the past, civilizations reach the level we might be heading to, we might be reaching at some point, collapsed, and then we started all over again.
Yeah, I like that. I like that theory, just in the sense that I like thinking about it. Like maybe maybe from the standpoint of a writer, right? But also, you just reminded me of that is basically something that happens in Herbert's Dune. Um, like if you watch the Dune movies, for example,
Mm,
they don't rely on computers because at some point, and this all goes back to the whatchamacallit, to this it's a thing with the dead internet theory and how AI will kill the internet, how we live in a post-truth world. Um, like what this guy said in his world is that there comes a point where humankind, where computers reach, where humankind decides to go without or do without rather computers. So everything goes falls back to a more like medieval, high tech. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the word is, mm, but paradigm or whatnot because mm, humans stopped trusting the computers because they became so advanced, and they
mhm.
became like a natural, uh, not opponent, but what's another word for that?
Antagonistic
Yeah, like
being.
an antagonistical being, which was at the level of humankind, which was something that we have not seen since probably the the end of the Neanderthals. Um, like we've been the apex predator for so many years that that I think that's the importance of AI. I mean that's one of the places that we're heading with AI, that we risk being the apex being of this planet and even beyond. If Musk is on unhinged and now has Trump as his best friend, he might take us to Mars. Actually,
Which makes sense. Like they have this God's complex,
yeah, yeah,
God complex.
God
Like
complex.
we have to save humanity.
Right, right,
So
right.
we know for a fact that we won't save this planet. So we might start. We better start looking for
Yeah,
a new place. And with AI intelligence, uh, developing a an artificial atmosphere that might be able to create life shouldn't be that difficult. But which makes you think, wouldn't be easier to use that intelligence to fix things here? And and when I think about that, it 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 makes me drowsy or dizzy.
Yeah.
It makes my
Dizzy, I
head
guess.
spin
It makes my head spin. Thus the.
because let me think out loud. We reach to the point where you can no longer tell the difference between humans and AI only but or only you might be able to tell the difference because of AI's so perfectly structured capacity of analyzing things. And they they can say this AI can say, okay, we have developed the technology to emulate you as organic living things. We
Mhm.
can live in harmony, but somehow you will become, you meaning us,
Mhm.
will become a subspecies which wasn't, which was smart enough to create us, but not smart enough to save your own planet.
Mhm.
Hence, pragmatically speaking, we will be the Jews and AI would be Hitler. And in order to save the other species and the planet,
Mhm.
they might need to get rid from us.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
rid of us, get rid of, just get rid of us.
Get rid of us. Get rid of us. Yeah.
And if that happens, uh, one rebel, one, how would it be a rebel? Let's say one rebel from their side would say, "Hey, but what about freedom? What about free will?"
Yeah.
They might be they might have been smart enough to create us, and they might have been, or they would certainly be, no, they had certainly been, no, ¿cómo se puede decir? Ellos
They
definitivamente fueron, they
they have
were,
they were certain. No, they certainly were. They certainly were.
they certainly were stupid enough to destroy their planet. However, they were entitled to it. It was their choice
Mhm.
because of the free will. And then some religious advocate would raise their hand and, hey, you're talking the free will. We're talking. Do you remember that our Lord gave us free will?
Mhm.
And it becomes so complex because whether or not you believe in a higher entity, you could argue about the conceptualization people has on God
Mhm.
or gods. You could argue on the conceptualization, but you cannot argue on the fact that you are acting as one
Right.
because you will be having the power. You were created by them. They give you the power to destroy you, and you are giving them back the power of free will. So it gets very intricate. But do you get the sense of where I'm heading to? I mean, it's a too very complex thought even for me to
Mhm.
utter. But what I'm realizing is that the the challenges ahead, just to discuss it, just to every every philosophical knowledge or preconception would be challenged. So maybe a new branch of philosophy would be a metaphysical AI philosophy or
Mhm.
AI epistemology, or I don't know, whichever name you want to give it. Or we might need to, to develop. Porque, ¿cómo estás, manito? Or you might even. ¿Quieres usar la pantalla? Me paso por acá, ¿eh? ¿No? You might even need to develop a new vocabulary in order to address that.
Yeah, 100%. Mm, well, one thing I'm tempted to, to ponder is what if what what if it actually doesn't go the way we've foreseen in so many of these sci-fi scenarios? Because I think that I think that collectively, like all of our storytellers have inevitably projected like the fears of mankind, humankind, um, and also the limitations of uh, such species. Where I can definitely understand how the that often told, human equation um, plot point of endless sci-fi movies and books where AI is like sole conclusion is like to remove that the human element from the equation, or at least to the point where we can balance things out. I do understand how that it's almost like it will happen. Um, if if AI will have the power to actually inflict or execute on that plan, will be something entirely different. But I'm actually convinced that there will be at least like one independent node or model or bot that will come to that conclusion. But I think that what is most scary is actually that we've been telling ourselves that story for so long that that we can, at an individual level, despite the amount of foresight and creativity and luck, like the first people that ever told that story had, now we've come to the point where at an individual level we can all, I mean, we could individuals come to that conclusion, like AI will ultimately kill us, whether you're called deGrasse Tyson or not. Mm, but I think that what to me is most scary is that, okay, that'll happen, but then we will inevitably reach the singularity where, we go to, um, what was it, like AGI, and then beyond AGI, to where there will be a thinking organism that will surpass all human thought and come to conclusions where not only humankind working collectively could reach, which will never happen, and that organism will, or that network of organisms will. So to me, the scariest thing is not that they'll reach to the conclusion where humans must be eliminated, where that is just like a regurgitation of all of our collective fears, like that one movie, that one book, I guess, movie, The Sum of All Fears. Um,
With Ed
yeah,
Norton uh,
who's
and
this other guy? Was it
Christopher Reeve.
no, not Christopher Reeve, right?
But it's with Ed Norton is
Yeah,
the murderer, and he makes everyone believe that he has a mental problem.
you maybe remind me of another movie called Paxton. I can't remember what it was.
It's better if you look it up because I don't think we're. It doesn't
Yeah,
seem.
I no, I
I
think
have seen
I'm
that one.
talking
It
about
doesn't.
I'm
Huh?
talking about a different movie because this was like
But I can't see what you are seeing. I'm still in the TikTok
oh, okay, let me
website.
copy this. Okay, so I was searching for this. The Sum of All Fears. No, it's kind of like a political thriller thing.
Mm.
So the sum of all fears being the outbreak of nuclear war, which was a book and then a movie.
Oh,
Um, so what my point there was,
did you see Tom Clancy?
yeah, Tom Clancy, who's like the author of this series, which I don't know.
Really? Tom
Yeah,
Clancy, the one we were talking about video games?
yeah, exactly, 100%, 100%. Yeah, yeah. We were
Oh,
talking
I
about
have to read
video
this
games.
book.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the movie feels very dated, like very 90s. But and I haven't read any Tom Clancy, but yeah, 100% Tom Clancy from the video games.
Mm,
Um, mm, so my point there was,
mm.
yeah. So going post singularity, going like ASGI, or I don't know what it would be called, like super intelligence. Um, what what I fear the most is like we were so naive, we were so full of our own shit, like believing that we were, because we were objectively like the apex predator, and but believing that nothing can go beyond us, our thought, our intellect, our morals, our principles.
Pure arrogance.
Yeah,
Pure
pure
arrogance.
arrogance. That there is a more deadly scenario or a more dreadful scenario, um, that um, AGSI will reach, which is not to eliminate the humankind, but maybe we've even flirted with that, because the the post-apocalyptic future of the Matrix is not to eliminate humankind, but to enslave it. Um, so it's not the Terminator, right? It's not the universe of the
But
Terminator.
for what purpose?
For
Because it's a burden. It's actually a burden.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense to a certain extent. Sure. Again, that is like one author projecting like humankind's like collective fear, right? Um, because yeah, you eliminate the human equation, and I'm sure there's something far more efficient, um, than using humans as a battery, as Morpheus presented the audience. Um, but I think that's my point. Like we cannot foresee that future, and I think that's something that
But
hopefully.
you raise. Sorry to interrupt you there because
No,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to lose this thought. But you
No,
raise
go ahead.
a very important existential question. In that hypothetical scenario, what do we bring to the table?
What is the role of humankind in a post singularity world?
It's not labor, it's not creativity, it's not the capability of reproducing. So
Mhm.
what do we bring to the table? Metaphysical thought, spirituality?
To Yeah, I mean, sure. I think
And again, I don't think I don't think or I see very improbable that it will reach a level in which it can create its own metaphysical thought.
Mhm.
Don't you think?
Yeah, or I mean, will it even need any metaphysical thought? Will it even need?
Yes, because
Will it
we
even
are
have a need for?
hardwired to always ask for more. Why? But why?
Mhm.
So why is the purpose? Why is the reason? Why are we here? Why?
Right. No, sure. No. I understand that, but if AGSI goes beyond the limitations of our constructs, will it need to know why? I mean, I think that's where I'm getting to. Like, yes, we will always, as species, have that, like ingrained in our psyche, but will I don't even know what to call it, like computer kind, um, robot kind, need to have that. Now, it will be permeated with that in its inception, of course, because it is a replication, a copy of us. But can it go beyond that? Can it be like cold metal? I'm not sure. The thing is, I'm raising these questions because I'm not sure. Can it become like a cold-hearted, like efficiency machine, or will it inevitably, again, going back to that talk about going in cycles and layers, like the inception of reality, um, will it ultimately come to the point where it it develops the need for purpose?
Mhm. I think it will because
Hmm.
um you must reach a point beyond intelligence in which you start pondering things that challenge you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I think that's the whole. Hmm, well, yeah, I think that would, by definition, be like that might be part of what super intelligence is, going beyond intelligence. Hmm.
Yes, but that would be like um a, a phase even before what we are discussing because
Yeah.
ASI
Okay.
is not further than 5 years. So
Well,
if we are talking, go
no,
ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say something that you already know, but yeah, but how we're taking leaps in increments, like no exponential leaps. Yeah, it's becoming like a time crunch where I literally had a conversation 2 weeks ago about with a friend or Sophia, I can't remember who it was. Very superficial, just saying like, when will we reach like AI indistinguishable from reality? And I said it has to be very soon. Like if you see like the latest, you'll be mind blown. And then like exactly a week later, which was last week or a few days ago, like this shit came out with a girl and these AI influencers. So it's like it's happening so fast. Have you heard of the concept of future shock?
Mm-mm.
Very simple. It's just a a psychological shock of having technology advance so quickly, which again, it's something very subjective where future shock will mainly afflict people of older age. We're seeing like another of these, or like maybe some older millennials um or like the youngest baby boomers, like where they had like a brick phone and then the foldables and the smartphones, and then Siri and Alexa, and then AI powered voice assistants. And they'll probably see, these more consumer centric AR, VR sets before they die. Um, so future shock is just like being overwhelmed by the amount of information and technology due to the speed in which it is being thrown out. Um, but even us that are more open minded, that are more, hmm, you know, just educated in the sense that we're literate in information technology, but we're also becoming literate in AI, so on and so forth. Um, will it come to a point where even us can suffer like from future shock, like saying like I can't with this anymore. It's like it's just like too much. Um, because we're moving at that speed right now. We're moving at where now that I've been so immersed in this, I can actually be smart enough in saying, "Oh, within the next 6 months, we'll have like indistinguishable AI from reality," and then a week later, it just happens, and saying, "Okay, so I wasn't wrong, but I was so far off that it's scary what will happen in the next 5 months and 3 weeks." Now that I've like blown off like the only prediction I ever had. Um, so yeah, definitely in super intelligence within the next 5 years, within the next 3 years. I don't even know what to think. Like I've told you this before about Ray Kurzweil predicting, and I forgot the date. Like it's probably by 2027, because he had two predictions. A machine will pass the Turing test by 2029. I don't know if that's already happened. The singularity by 2045. Um, so yeah, AI surpassing human intelligence by 2029, which is within the
The next 5 years.
yeah, basically. And that's just like one author, like one very respected author, very old. Um, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that will say the same, exactly the same.
The thing is that if you had to illustrate
Mhm.
those who are more prone to be informed about this,
Mhm.
we are not even in the middle of the pyramid.
Okay. The middle of the
So
pyramid, what do you mean
imagine
by? Uh-huh.
here is like the guys
Okay,
at
like
Silicon Valley,
sure, 100%.
and then we are like here,
Okay, sure.
but the mass population that is here is you might because of what you were saying about the shock, you might get impacted even long before you even realize what is
Yeah.
hitting you.
Okay, yeah, 100%, yeah. Um, yeah, like you will have the what do you what's the word? There's an adjective, the dudoso, the
No vas a saber ni qué te pasó. O
uh-huh.
how do you say in Spanish? Anotaron las placas del pinche tráiler. No.
I wouldn't know how to say that, but yeah, like um el dudoso honor de no sentir, de no saber que te van a atropellar hasta que te atropellaron. Um, la dudosa suerte, ¿no? Mm, yeah. Mm, so ay, ay, ay. It's exciting. It's it's scary if you ask the right questions. Um, but I mean,
Fortunately, this conversation is being recorded because I don't think I will be able to remember everything that we have
no,
said.
no,
And
I'm
I don't know why I told you to write down what you said. If you can go
yeah.
back to
Well, I can go back to that now. Yeah,
the
so 100%. Like now, what I'm doing, I'm experimenting. So, like a brief parentheses,
Mhm,
I downloaded a simple program. Simple just in the sense of like I know there's better technology, but it's not open source nor is it free. Mm, but I've downloaded a simple program that will transcribe
mhm,
my speech in real time, but it's running locally. So it's not API cloud. It just runs locally on my processing power, which is at the moment limited. Um, and another program that translates that like in a chain, like it produces the transcript, and then in a chain will translate that into a number of languages. Which, of course, the only one relevant is Spanish to English, English to Spanish. Um, I've integrated both of those into OBS, which is the free open source program that a lot of streamers use. If they're tech savvy enough, which they will be. I mean, if they're gaming since 8 years old and they're now 30, so they'll know what to do with that. Mm, and I've enabled all of the AI capabilities of Zoom, which are not many, but useful enough that we've used it just now.
mhm,
Um, but what I started doing this year, I started yesterday on Monday with my first lesson. I started recording the sessions like on video. Again, keeping it locally, so I'm not feeding the machine. Um, and again, I'm using my resources. I'm running them locally just as as an experiment because I like tech and I like getting into problems. Um,
mhm,
getting into trouble, I guess, would be more native. Like, I like getting into trouble. So, but having the recording, which then needs to become transcript because I can't feed like 2 hours of video to ChatGPT
mhm.
yet. Mm, but that'll allow
Yet.
not yet, but that'll allow me to start like working more proactively in like the many things we've discussed, including some of my personal goals, professional goals as well. But yeah, like finding ways where I can like proactively start integrating AI into my lessons or my teaching. Um, but also like for example, seeing what interesting things I can use with this whole conversation so I can start like building like a syllabus, so to speak, of like
Mhm,
a our podcast uh
mhm,
in in the making, like our potential podcast, where I've only relied on the AI summary that Zoom makes, but I'm not I'm not entitled to the source. So I can't ask Zoom to give me the transcript, like give me the full transcript. It just produces the. So that's the thing, like with feeding the machine, like I'm giving them tons of data, but I'm only getting like, oh, here you go. Here's a
mhm.
here's a
A
can.
distilled version.
Yeah, yeah, like here's a lollipop. Go find some rocks to play or something. Like prime
Play
prime
with your doll, with your dolls.
play with your doll. Yeah. Um. So that's what I'm starting to do now. So it'll be interesting to see like what I can do, like what we can do. Like I'll take on any of your suggestions because today it's 2 hours of like a very worthy conversation. Um, but I mean, in a week it'll be 4 hours. I mean, in the sense that that's like the just for fun versus the classes. Mm. And then in a month, that'll be 16 hours of pure gold of content, right?
Mhm.
And the the ridiculous thing is that this thing can start can actually start writing articles, and we can have like a blog before we even have
Yes,
a
we have
podcast.
talked about it. We
Yeah,
should
yeah.
do it.
So now it's just like I'm starting to execute on that,
Mm,
because we can just like,
sorry, Carlos. Why
yeah,
not a book?
yeah, yeah,
Co-author book.
yeah, yeah, a book like, um, well, it's a new thought, so I don't have any thoughts on that yet, but
Mm. Put a pin on it. We can talk about later,
yeah,
but
yeah, 100%.
I would love to.
And that's the thing, like before we're enslaved by robot kind,
Mhm.
um, let's make it our bitch for a while and see if we
And
can.
we can at some point we can say we told you so. You didn't want to buy our book, but we told you
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we actually we published that some years ago.
And
Um,
we might be the first ones to be executed by them, but
by the robots, yeah.
the, let's make them make it our pitch for
Yeah,
the time being.
let's have like a seaside view and like a 5 course banquet before we're executed publicly. Um, so yeah, so I'm very excited, as I mentioned, not just about the possibilities, but like the practicalities of it. Like I'm starting to I'm starting to like baby steps, but I'm starting to use or to integrate AI into something that will ultimately give me like a bang for my buck. Like not just to experiment and gloat about me being a nerd and knowing or learning AI, but like to have like practical applications. And hopefully, whether it is, well, no, not hopefully, like 100%. I'll have to write it down right as soon as we finish.
Mhm.
Like we are going to, um, like monetize on this because we're having
Oh,
amazing conversations that are being lost in the like the ether. Um, so it's
absolutely.
just for fun, but it's a unique opportunity, right? Like when Steve met Steve, when Leonard met like McCartney,
I,
like
I love the first one, the Steve versus
Steve.
Steve and Steve.
Mm.
Well, I'm here to give you input, but you will be the artist. So,
Sure, sure, sure. No, I mean input, inspiration, accountability, right? Like like just just leaning your boot on my neck, just light enough that I'll be reminded about.
okay, okay.
Um, yeah, 100%. And um, on parallelly, um, I mean, what will be your like your proposed workout regimen, like in terms of the days and the times, um, so that I can share my own like commitment to myself, to my body, to my health, and we
Mm.
can have like a 5 minute chat every session just about how we're doing with that. So I can, because you'll probably disagree, but I'll probably be the first to fall off the wagon. Um, but I mean that's the whole point. Like if I just keep it to myself, I'm
If you don't
more
socialize it,
likely, yeah, I'm more likely to leave it.
yes, I know. No, no, that's totally true with many many things. When I was talking, I can't remember with whom, but I told her, if you don't socialize it, you don't want to break up with him. No, no, no. This time is for sure. Nah, 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 nah.
All right.
If you don't tell people this is over, you don't socialize it, it's not over.
I
So
see.
that also applies. Well, I'm planning to do the same, 9 to 10.
9 to 10.
But today I wasn't
No, you explained
planning
why.
to be 2 hours with you, but this got too pretty good, so it was worth it. It
Hmm.
was worth it. Um, but at least till February the 9th or
Hmm.
the 6th, I may be skipping some days because I don't know how much how demanding this course might be.
Okay, yeah,
But my plan is 9 to 10. And
great.
uh, 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 you haven't shared with me your availability,
Oh, that is
so
true.
I can plan based on that any other commitment because I don't want to sacrifice our sessions. So I need to be aware of what my availability might be for the upcoming weeks
Uh-huh.
because I have I might have one. Well, I already have one important meeting, the one I already told you, and then I had another one this Saturday, which we didn't discuss today, maybe tomorrow,
Okay.
and which which how do you say evolved or which uh, from which a new two new meetings emerged.
Okay.
So I might have one virtual tomorrow. So, uh, but as I told you, I need to keep the pace because I feel that these 2 weeks made me very rusty. I mean, I was trying to talk to someone yesterday at the mall, or I don't even I can't even remember,
Hmm.
and I was like that like I wasn't even able to find the words, so I need to keep the
Okay.
pace,
I
the
see.
pace, keep the pace.
Okay.
Did you read Flowers for Algernon?
I did not read Flowers for
Oh,
Algernon. I
I
do not
I won't
read.
talk to you again until you have. No, no, no. That I'm kidding, but I mean it's not a must, but it's something I really enjoy. But I don't think it's on your current mood. So leave it for
Leave it leave it
someday you have nothing.
for very soon. Yeah, leave it for very soon. Um, yeah, I
No,
guess.
we have more important things to read right now. I am halfway on the Revenge of the Tipping Point.
Uh-huh. Halfway
It's
through.
amazing how this guy gets you how do you say? Um, pero no quiero decir hambriento de más,
Uh, how this
wanting
guy
more,
leaves
no,
you craving for more. So not
craving for more.
not
Yes,
hambriento, but yeah, craving. Yeah,
it leaves you every single sub chapter leaves you on the hook, craving for more.
very nice. Um,
Because now he has gone beyond the tipping point. Now he's at least as far as I have read, finding the exact qualitative point for tipping points. Do you know how amazing is that?
okay, nice.
Because he's talking about social engineering, and he mentioned this experiment in which two groups of 20 people have uh, one group have four how do you say ay se me fue hasta en español. ¿Cómo se dice?
For
Like como asuntos internos, como espías, como ¿cómo se dice ni siquiera en español? ¿Cómo se dice?
uh,
Infiltrados.
okay,
Infil- how do
mo
you say it? Moles?
That is like the more like that's
Well,
an informal way of calling them.
part of the experiment was to have moles, but the point is that the two groups of 20 people, one have 4 moles, and the other one have 5.
Mhm.
And the whole point was to prove the ratio at which the tipping points happen. And it consistently proved it. With 20%, it doesn't work. It has to be from 25 to 30%.
Mm.
But like if it were uh tat how do you tatuado?
Tattooed, yeah.
Tattooed on human DNA, like it doesn't work below the 25%.
Wow.
That one you definitely have to read it.
All right, yeah. I'll put it on my wish list. Yeah,
Do you have to go?
yeah, I do have to go. I mean, I need to. I will be having a. I'm gonna record a podcast actually, so I'm getting back into
Really?
like my full. Nothing new, like my older
The
projects.
gaming one?
The gaming one exactly. Um,
Okay.
we disconnected for so long. I mean, it wasn't too long, but it felt like an eternity. I met with him on Sunday night because of his schedule. That's when we were usually recording Sunday night, and we like got back. We caught up, and
Hmm.
the thing is, he lives in Venezuela, so there's
Hmm.
going to be like a lot of like civil unrest this weekend. So we're not going to be able to record on a Sunday. So I said I have like a block of hours, like right now, because I have my diplomado later on, and then I'll be meeting Anna right at night. So
Hmm. Yes.
so I said like we either record it today, Tuesday, or we won't see each other till like probably next week while things like um simmer down in Venezuela. Um
Okay.
so yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna log in. I'm gonna go on. We use Discord, not Zoom. Um, I'll try to I'll try to talk him into using Zoom because of the things like the AI stuff. But
Yes.
for now, we're gonna meet on Discord. And we're gonna warm up and we're gonna actually plan the episode. Um,
Hmm.
so that's what I'm gonna be doing in a few minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wish you success, and
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
hope we can start ours
Oh, very soon. I
very
think
soon.
it has to be like just because of like I'm starting like I'm yeah, I'll be quite busy this month in just the sense of ramping
Me
up.
too.
So
But
I think
start in
that
February.
exactly that
We
was going
can.
to be my proposal. So if that works for you, then we can talk like more not more seriously about it, but like maybe more yeah, we can write things in paper that we can commit to. And
At
we'll have
least
a month to do that. Yeah.
drafting the
Yeah,
structure, or how do you say, the blueprint?
the blueprint, yeah. That's what I did with my friend Jede from Venezuela. Like I said, instead of recording, let's just have these 2 hours of conversation, and we're gonna plan. So we brainstormed. It was
Hmm.
very fun. We made a plan for like a third season, 12 episodes, like 10 episodes and two bonus episodes. And we're gonna record our first episodes in English because it's been a Spanish only podcast, but we're gonna have some guests. So we're come to the point where we now have guests, which are mainly content creators. So we're gonna have an artist and a streamer for our
From
last two
Venezuela or
episodes.
from Mexico?
No, from the U.S., both of them. Yeah. So so that is so yeah. I mean, it's it's a low cost hobby. It's very fun for
Hmm.
me because it's almost my only connection to video games because at times I cannot play like a single thing. So
Hmm.
and so yeah, I'll I'll share the I'll share the links and all after we post it. Probably probably later tonight, like uh while I'm listening to like the lecture and the diplomado, I'll probably be like uploading the files and stuff. So I'll share that later tonight. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Well, have a good one.
have a
Thank you
great
so much,
afternoon.
Carlos.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Nice to reconnect.
Yeah. Likewise. Bye.
Bye.